Hello, hello, gather around, come see this. This is Ancient Domains of Mystery, Pony Mod, Main 6 Victories, Episode 1, the premiere episode. The game you are looking at, commonly abbreviated to ADOM, or ADOM, as I like to pronounce it, is one of the original and most respected roguelike games from way back in the day, where roguelike meant ASCII-tiled graphics and permadeath, rather than mainly just permadeath. I have modded this game to be a graphical pony mod because I am a fan of My Little Pony, because my YouTube channel is even called AwesomesmileyMLP. Please don't be too surprised. But if you don't know anything about this game, don't worry about it. I'm going to explain it as I go along, but I'm going to keep the action flowing. So here, let's go. New game. Generate new character. Each game you get birthed into a specific month, the month you're born in. That star sign gives you a specific effect. You do not get to choose what month it is. It's random every time. Requires 10% less experience to advance level with the month of the cup. Free skill advance every 2 levels. Skills are similar to the skills you might see in Dungeons & Dragons or even Fallout. Learns spells more effectively and +2 to initial learning being one of your stats. We of course want to select a specific character. Female, because this is a pony mod. High elf. Wizard. If you combine all those together, you get... Where'd she go? Twilight Sparkle. You are born to be a female high elf. This kind of gives you a quick background. It really only affects the game in the fact that it changes some of your stats and some of your little bearings. If you really are interested, you can pause it and read it and go back. Talent. Select a talent. Talents are similar to feats in Dungeons & Dragons, or I think they're called perks in Fallout. Just to give you a sense of it, we're going to go with... Wow, this music is loud in my ears. I hope it's okay for you guys. It'll get quieter here later. Actually, let's quick hop in here. Configure audio. We're going to set sound to keep that the same. Let's reduce this to maybe 16. Yeah, let's give that a shot. You know, this is first episode. Try out different things. Okay, we want to win. So, since I'm pretty experienced with this game, I'm going to go with Alert, +1 to Perception. Why would I choose that? Well, we're going to find out. Twilight 01. This is our first attempt. Is what? This is unexpected. Is it really already in use? But I haven't done this yet. This is the first... Twilight 0, 2? Okay, it must have some sort of bug with the numbers being at the end. So let's call it Twilight S. No. Let's just call them all... Because I can't fit it all in. We couldn't fit it all in. Let's see. Sparkle. Okay, so I can go as far as Spa. Can I abbreviate Sparkle? We'll just go with Twilight S. Twilight S is already in use. Okay, we're doing some sort of bug. Let's do something that I definitely know I've never done, and we'll rename ourselves in-game. Bob's your uncle? Dang. So here we see the mini-map. You can, of course, click... maybe you can't. Okay, let's travel down the road here and enter the small village called Terranyo. Excuse me, let's rewind that. You enter Terranyo, a tiny hamlet consisting of a few primitive cottages, a shop, and a village hall. Trees grow peacefully between the small homes of the local populace. You feel at ease. Oh, wonderful. Hello there. You talk to the good wife. Adventurers. Ha! They don't put food on the table. How rude. Why won't any pony be rational and reasonable? So, let's quick rename ourselves. Push N. Go on to ourselves. This ugly monster is already named Bob's your uncle. Do you want to rename yourself? Let's just Twilight. His name is already in use by another incarnation. Oh, is that why I had a problem with Twilight 01? Is because it starts with Twilight? If that's true, that sucks, and we're going to have to fix that here before I record another episode. So I'm going to try to name myself again. Yes, please. Twi.Sparkle. There we go. Let's stick with this. Twi Sparkle. Ms. Sparkle. So, What the heck is going on? What are we watching here? We're watching a turn-based dungeon crawl game. We're currently not in a dungeon. We're in a local town. We have a set of different skills from alchemy down to ventriloquism. We have a set of different talents, which we only actually have alert, which you might have seen me choose a moment ago. We have an inventory. Currently we are wearing a robe, which gives +0 to defense, which is basically, well, there's two types of defense. A defense value and a protection value. It gives +0 to defense value, which is sort of like dodging, the ability to not get hit, and +2 to protection value, which is basically damage reduction. So that's nice. +2 damage reduction early game is way better than nothing, because with nothing, even little rats will overwhelm you and stuff. This is our contents of our backpack. The main thing I'm looking for right now is what kind of spell books I start with. I start with no spells learned, but I start with some spell books. I have 2 offensive spells, Acid Bolt and Frost Bolt, and we're going to read them right now. I page through each and master the spell. This is my spell list from which I can cast spells. I'm not going to do any here now because I don't want any of these poor folks dead. But if I did, I could totally slaughter them all. Not true, not true. I could get a couple of them and then they would probably overwhelm me, especially this guy, the local druid, Guth Alak. He seems to be peaceful, which is what the game will tell you when they seem nonchalant enough. So I happen to know that you've got a couple quests you can kind of choose from. They are exclusive. You cannot do both of these 2 quests, and one will get you the healing skill and the other will get you the herbalism skill, both of which you can see there that I have already. So I'm not too concerned with either of the quests. In fact, let's go ahead and just equip a dagger that I happen to have on me in my right hand. What other stuff do I have? Ring of Searching, Ring of the Fish, Potion of Learning. Oh man, that'd be nice to drink right now because it would boost permanently my learning score. Learning potions are actually really good, but I'm going to save it because I'd rather ensure that my learning score gets improved as best as I can. So, in the wilderness, because I left the village back there, I've encountered a jackal horde. I'm going to switch up my tactics to cowardly so that they can't get hits on me quite as easily. Wow, I don't normally play with sound effects, and they're making thumping noises as they try to kill me. I'm going to back off a bit, and I'm going to line them up, pretty much like so. I'm probably wasting time trying to get them to line up best. Gonna hit them with a Frost Bolt because it's the cheaper of the 2 spells. Sure enough, took out a bunch of them. Let's see if I can get them to line up again. Sneak past them. I'm kind of lucky that I haven't taken more damage right now, but jackals aren't exactly the most dangerous thing out there. Alright, perfect. Frost Bolt again. I was kind of hoping to have leveled up off of those 10 or 9 dead jackals I've now gotten. Down at the bottom is a whole row of just numbers that I'm not going to go into a lot. But if you see the letter P in there and that I've got 7 out of 27, that is my power points, and that is what this little number here next to Frostbolt, not directly next to, 12 PP. I don't know if my cursor shows up here. I'll find out after I post this, and it's too late, but that's how much it costs. So I'll slowly build up power points, and I'll be able to blast them again. And in the meantime, I'm going to maybe get in a fight with one. Okay. I happen to have killed 2 now so far. Let's go ahead and waste another one. Oh wait, I haven't gotten enough power points quite yet. That's fine. There we go. Now we got it. That's the way you do it. There. Good enough. And I'll finish off this last one. I have leveled up. I am level 2! Wonderful! Okay. We want, what will make us most survivable early on? Some more dodge. I'm going to hit G for more healing. Literacy is maxed out. That's nice and expected with a high elf wizard. Let's go concentration or first aid? First aid, and then concentrate. Whoa, wow. I actually got a lot of skill improvements that I can select. This is more than I expected. Let's do concentration again then, and concentration again. Perfect. Next time I'm going to speed it up a little bit more. I happen to know you can eat jackal meat, and it's fine, so I'm going to eat some of those off the ground. Loot here. Let's walk fast over to the rest of the corpses and see just if there's anything else we want. A quarterstaff. That might be a nice weapon early on. What is this? Without moving on to it, I'm going to look at it. It's a small cave entrance. We're going to enter it, and there's monsters everywhere. If their hit bars are red, they're hostile. If they're gray, they're neutral for now, but can change fairly easily. Most thing I'm interested in right now is this tome here on the ground. Then I'm going to kill this goblin. Kill that guy. Kill that thing. I advanced to level 3. So, my goal here, of course, is to win the game as Twilight Sparkle, as played by supposedly a high elf wizard. Let's quick do this. Let's take care of this. And then proceed to win the game with every other combination that makes sense given the different characters in My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic. Pinkie Pie being like a bard of sorts. Fluttershy most likely a druid, I'm thinking. But we'll get to that when we get to that. Gain the talent Miser, again, because I feel like I know what I'm doing. And I'm going for a specific talent that those are prerequisites for. Oh, bad. Very bad. I am actually bleeding. Bleeding stops. You can see my hit points down in the bottom area next to the letter H. Right there. As well as my hit points above my head, my hit point bar. And it is not in the best of shape. Kind of want these guys to line up so I can blast them with something. Oh, why is this rat killing me? Alright, we're getting out of here. I happen to know that this cave gets very, very dangerous very quickly as you level up. And, I want no part of it. So as we go along, let's talk about the elephant on the wall. Why in the world would a guy like me be playing a pony mod for a game like this? Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I am a 30-year-old guy who used to play this game as a kid, a tiny little kid. Back when it had ASCII graphics, which let's take a quick look at what these ASCII graphics kind of looked like back in the day. It's been fixed since... Oh, not fixed. It has been improved since then due to a Kickstarter campaign, and the original creator of this game, yes, here is how it originally looked back when I was a 11-year-old boy playing on my dad's computer. No sound effects, no music. Heck, even the text that's running across the top, you saw that gold text there. Not even it was colored. It was all gray, always gray. Ooh, I have plenty of healing skill to put into. So we'll finish these guys off. The only one I'm really concerned about, if we move our little cursor over here to this G, this dark green G, is the Hobgoblin Chief. He might be trouble for me. So I'm keeping an eye on my hit points. As you could probably believe, the graphics were a big improvement. Yeah, he's kicking my butt. So I'm going to back off. I'm going to blast him with ice. Let's switch back to the other graphics now. And we're going to finish off his posse. Let's move this little map up here into the corner. Finish these guys off. I'm going to conduct some first aid. So that's my history as far as this game goes. It still doesn't quite explain the pony side of it. Well, come on, guys. If I have to explain why some grown men like My Little Pony, and you're still watching this video after, what's it been, 10 minutes? I don't know if I can help you, but I started watching the show after I heard that, you know, the weirdos that make up the denizens of the internet apparently were watching it and really were enjoying it. I'm, again, about to die. It would be foolish of me to hang out here much longer without just casting spells and destroying these goblins. What was I talking about? This is part of the reason I'm doing this, is so that my brain can work while I use my mouth. So anyway, watched the show. Like I watched a best of, because I was thinking I'm not just going to sit down and watch My Little Pony, but I want it to give me its best shot, you know? Sell me on this. So I find this YouTube video called Best of Fluttershy from My Little Pony, and I watch it, and it is merely a bunch of clips of some of the favorite scenes with Fluttershy that this video creator had made. Uh-oh. Well, I've got enough PowerPoints to take these guys on, so let's just stick around a little longer. Hopefully I can level up. One more. And level 4. So having watched that video, I was impressed, to say the least. I thought that this Fluttershy character was really well made. And basically she sold me on the show right then and there. Oh, come on, guys, line up. Please. I don't want to die. Oh, that's even worse. I'm on coward tactics, so I'm not too concerned about getting murdered. From there, I picked a random episode, because I also, for some reason, felt determined not to just start at the beginning. Not then. Not quite yet. So I picked the last roundup as a totally random episode. It is at this point that most people say, wow, really? And you kept watching the show? I really liked the last roundup. The part where Fluttershy says I'd like to be a tree, that was really clever. And I'd seen it in the Best of Fluttershy anyway. I thought that was such a great little way to show who Fluttershy was and her attitude about just things. Oops, I need to be playing while I'm talking. So yeah, dang, Fluttershy, guys, Fluttershy. Just like this well-written shy character. She's not just like shy in the standard dull sense. I could die at any time if I wander into a trap. Should I use my quarterstaff instead? Well, maybe not. I just tried to take it out of my hands, and I couldn't. What did it say? You cannot bring yourself to remove the quarterstaff, the cursed quarterstaff. Yes, this is our first cursed weapon, meaning I cannot drop it of my own free will. I'd rather not fight a orc. Well, no, let's give him a few whacks. Okay, I killed him easily enough. I mean, it is a better weapon than a dagger. Let's put it plainly. Okay, so let's not die. While talking to my wonderful, kind, mysterious YouTube audience. So yeah, the last roundup. Supposedly not a very good episode. I look back on it as one of the few episodes that has basically nothing wrong with it. What? That's blasphemy with a lot of people in the My Little Pony circle. Nothing wrong with the last roundup? Are you kidding me? The dances with wolves haphazardly stuck into My Little Pony? No, no. I hadn't seen Dances with Wolves yet at that time. I've since seen it. And I just really loved, like I expected it not to have warfare. I expected it to be, excuse me, let me keep playing. I expected it to be, pies or whatever they want to throw at it. It's not going to be actual war. But in my mind, I transposed it, I transposed it from, pies to real warfare. Oh, shoot, I really thought I dodged that cat. For reasons that I'll get into later, I'm not killing cats. Okay, alright. So yeah, excuse me, kitty, come on, drop it. Close the door. Perfect. Wonderful, even. Let's see if I can get this fire beetle to, ouch, die, and generate a corpse that I can eat, because fire beetle meat... Well, I leveled up. Fire beetle meat can make you fire resistant against certain spells that use fire, and other traps and nastiness, and fire resistance is highly sought after. Perfect. So yeah, the last roundup, since I brought that up out of... Oh yeah, because of my history of MLP. So what's so special about the last roundup? Yeah, how the final resolution was not solved by singy singness of Pinkie Pie singing her little thing. In fact, that made it worse. The pedanticness that I expected from an episode, like what I began watching, did not happen. In fact, it was subverted, the reverse happened, and the problem wasn't actually solved at all by the main characters who were there to try to solve the problem. It just left me thinking, what? How gloriously, cleverly delicious that episode was, for just those reasons. Oh, you know what? I picked up that tome that I never read. Let's quick read that. Compact tome. Whoop. You mastered the light spell. Simple spell that I often get frustrated if I see too many spell books of, because 9 times out of 10 I just cry out, I've already learned that spell. Why do you keep giving me that spell book, Dungeons? Take that. Are these sound effects loud? I wonder. We'll find out when this gets posted and I'm able to... Well, technically I'll check this out before I post it, but you know what I mean. Before it's too late, or after it's too late. We're going to go deeper into this dungeon. This dungeon that I'm in right now is called the Infinite Dungeon. It is called that because it goes on supposedly forever, but it gets harder the deeper you are. And every time you change stairways, change levels by taking the stairs, like I just did just now, you'll notice, even though I just gone down those stairs and now just came up those stairs, I am in somewhere, in a place that I have not yet explored. That is because every time you switch stairs, it regenerates a new level. This one has a trap in it, and so that kind of implies there's more traps on that level, so I'm going to actually not go in there. I'm going to regenerate the level. So, for some weak characters, it can be a good way to take on weak monsters while still leveling up. This door is locked and might be trapped, so I'm actually going to ignore this level entirely. Ouch. Jerk. Wizard skills for the win. Okay, now what was I talking about? Last roundup. I really like Pinkie Pie and Rainbow Dash's interactions in that episode. I can't help but be overwhelmed by my appreciation that episode ended up being solved. The problem in that episode got resolved by a free trade agreement rather than everyone just getting along. They didn't just get along. They needed... Shoot! Ouch! Pain! Agony! I literally just walked onto a trap that I did not know was there, nor did my character. Set it off, and I am highly wounded. Using first aid on myself didn't do the trick. Let's see if I can get some other pony to walk over this trap. Watch them burn in flames, because that's always fun. Oof, I'm running low on food. I was hungry and I ate my last bit of food on me. I have enough gold on me, let's check, 399 pieces, that I'll be able to buy plenty of food when I get back to town. Terranyo. Terranyo? You know, how for having played this game for countless hours, and probably 2 decades now, I never actually have tried hard to figure out how Terranyo is really pronounced. I notice this dead bandit has 2 spears in her possession. I'm not taking them with me because I'm not interested in trying out spears right now, and I couldn't wield it anyway. Because I am holding a cursed quarterstaff, but that kind of tells me she must have walked into a spear trap. So somewhere up ahead, spear trap. Just giving out spears in a very unfriendly manner. I'll possibly walk into it here later. Wherever it might be. Alright. Oh, you know what? I could eat this bandit corpse. Human meat, though, you know, how odd that is to... see that in a game. is... Oh, I'm bleeding. Let's just finish him off with my magic. It isn't actually technically like an evil act to do that, to use them as food. So... the door was trapped. It falls into the square that I was not in front of the door. And I level up by killing a couple more rats. Spell costs are reduced by 10. Wonderful. Now, as we go along, I'm going to stop explaining the things I've explained before, and we can probably beat this game that much quicker. So, after having watched the last roundup, what did I do next? I went back and I watched the first episode, then the second episode, then the third. If I recall correctly, I mainly did it not because I wanted to start from the beginning, but I just wanted to make sure I understood the origins of the background of all these characters and things like that. You know, what did the show have to tell me? Gain the talent Treasure Hunter, and feel more in touch with the world just means that my stat of mana, this one, the MA stat, just went up. Alright, finish off these rats and apparently a goblin chieftain that decided to show up behind me. Some silly sound effects. I really had sinking feelings about the upgrades, the improvements that they were doing to ADOM, because... Let's take that too. A fortune cookie? Yeah, sure. Ow! Fetch! Die! Why do I feel so weak? My toughness is 12. That's a little above what I would have expected. Willpower's high. Strength is... I mean, 13 and 14 for strength and willpower. That's really good. I don't know what's going on exactly. But let's use first aid to heal immediate wounds that you might take. And then just hold still for a while to heal up. Your healing skill... Ouch. That hit me. Gets applied slowly over time. This one right here that I've been slowly improving as I can. Let's go ahead and just finish him off. I have enough magic, even though using spells slowly removes that spell from your ability to cast it. So it does. There is a reason to be a little conservative on spells besides just not using up power points. After watching a few episodes, I again decided to just jump to a random episode. And I think that's when I watched... Oh, what's that one? You know what? There's no way I'm going to remember. Suffice it to say, in the end, I ended up kind of sticking to the schedule of watching the episodes in the order they were created and broadcast. And that really was probably the way to go about it. I like the thrill of randomness, I certainly do. Maybe that's part of the reason I play this game. You never know what kind of items you're going to find, what sort of new way to die you'll discover. That was a hobgoblin leader and probably worthy of a frostbolt. There we go. Leather girdle. Claw bug. I will also kill him with my magics. I would like to get a soundboard for this game that I can just hit a function key or something and it'll play a number of different things. Because I'm sure I could make a lot of references during this game to, you know, what's going on. All the different things that Twilight Sparkle might actually say in this scenario as she goes about questing to save the... Ow! Heavenly monkeys! I mean, seriously, you're just a zombie. At level 6, I would expect you not to be that big of a threat. What is going on? Did I do something wrong with this character? Well, let me put it this way. I've played this game for 20 years. I have died probably 95% of the times... Oh, excuse me. 99% of the times that I've played the game. I have not successfully beaten the game 99% of the time. That is not to say that I haven't gotten better, and that I don't expect to be more likely to beat the game here now today than a few years ago. but I'm just going to put that forward. This might be a long, long series before I am able to beat the game the 6 times that I'm requiring of myself as the goal for this series. Let's do more healing. Yeah, that looks good enough. I keep finding myself holding still and trying to heal up, and so putting more skill points into healing is going to help in that regard. So, that's my story. That's how I got into My Little Pony. Not exactly how I got into ADOM. That's a story in and of itself. Where's the stairs upward? It's a hidden room, isn't it? Let's check these walls here. Eat a meal. Oh, rats. But what's your story? I don't know how you're going to tell me. YouTube comments aren't exactly hugely longly... Oh, no, I guess you could just keep typing different stuff into a YouTube comment, can't you? What is the limit? 1,000 characters, maybe? That hurt again. Why do I keep getting so wounded? My equipment. All I have is a robe and sandals, and the sandals don't do anything. Leather girdle. Is it worth the risk? The girdle probably won't do anything, and it might be cursed. But I'm going to wear it. Okay, not cursed, but it also doesn't do anything. Gloves? Oh, I can't equip gloves because I can't actually get the quarterstaff out of my hands. So we're going to hold still again for a while. I can't find the stairs. I'm going to just try again. Go back up these stairs. Generates new level. Alright, perfect. But yeah, I always love hearing what I like to think of as conversion stories. What converted you to the show My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic? What is it that drew you? Was it friends? Was it first aid skill to try to stop the blood loss? And a giant bat corpse to eat, because bat meat is also good. Ooh, wait a minute. It just struck me. If I'm playing this with that pony theme to it, and I'm considering myself, you know, Twilight Sparkle, I shouldn't be eating corpses off the ground. Even though that's what I traditionally do when I play the game, just because you play it to win, and corpses can be food. Not always, but can be. I'm kind of a vegetarian, as they say in the first episode I watched. Both our diets, I should mention, are completely vegetarian. I ain't eating hay and oats. Should I be cramming corpses down my throats? The question that has plagued science for millennia. Another spell book, wonderful. And actually a new offensive spell. Oh, and I've been carrying around this iron-bound tome for a while now, too. Let's go ahead and read some of these. And the iron-bound tome... Oh, Chieftain has showed up. Let's quick finish him off with my new Firebolt spell. Find a new place to read this. Die! Floating eyes can be dangerous. Alright, let's close this door. It'll only keep out some types of monsters. And read it. It is the web spell. A very situational spell that I don't use very often. So I'm going to actually read this spell book. So much so that the spell book actually disappears. Bit of a game mechanic to not let you... Because each time you read and study a spell, you can expect to gain a little bit more knowledge out of it and have more overall castings. As time goes by, you'll slowly use up castings as you cast the spell. Anyway, reading a spell book improves the amount of castings you have. I don't trust that I'd be able to fight a Minotaur, so I'm going to just burn him. Alright, pick up the stuff. What was I talking about? It's always something else, isn't it? So yeah, web spell. I'm going to just read that book till it goes away, because I don't want to carry it around. Still can't find the stairs up. I haven't explored this place. Ah, spider webs. No, die. As much as I'm not that afraid of the spider as far as killing it, it will also poison me Oh, for heaven's poop. Oh my gosh, I am dead. Oh, the bleeding stopped. I'm at 2 hit points here because of this bloody goblin berserker who's actually apparently really good at fighting. Oh man, first aid on myself. Of course it doesn't work. I'm gonna just sit in this corner here for a while and kill things with fire while we wait to get some hit points going back up. 2 goblin chieftains, really. You would hope they would be a little more territorial and fight each other before coming to me. But in true classic style, monsters tend to hate you and be whatever about other denizens of the same dungeon. So they will come and fight you and ignore each other. Mostly. Oh my, oh my. I am so glad they were lined up like that. Please, do it again. A cooked claw bug corpse. I happen to know the claw bug meat is not especially good to eat all the time. Certain corpses, here I'm going to take a drink real quick. Certain corpses, certain animal and monster meat has very interesting effects. Sometimes beneficial, like firebug beetles, or rather fire beetles. Sometimes nasty, like kobold corpses, and which make you sick, and might kill a character like me if I were to just eat one right now. And sometimes they're kind of on the fence, like clawbug corpses, which, if I recall correctly, increase your dexterity by 1, but your willpower by 2. Ow! Clawbug corpses, excuse me, clawbugs have very little hit points, and as long as you go berserker tactics, you're generally guaranteed a hit, and you can just finish them off in one swing, generally. Alright, more spellbooks. Just what I want. The more the merrier, as long as I can carry them. And if I can't carry them, I read them till I can. It doesn't make sense. Oh wait, it does make sense because they disappear into nothingness, and then you can carry nothingness? I'll get a team on that. Healing, dodge, some more first aid, because I keep finding myself hit very hard, and first aid helps against that if you try to use it immediately after you were hit, and more healing. Eat some rat meat. Only good because it happens to be giant rat meat. I keep finding these leather girdles. I wonder if this is the same one from somewhere else in the dungeon. Alright, we're going to try this one. Okay, and we're going to try this one. Dadgum. Alright. It was cursed too, and it doesn't do anything for me. So, you might be wondering, what am I going to do about cursed items? How do you ever get rid of them? There are a few ways. You cannot, using your own, you can't drop it of your own accord, but it can be removed by certain monsters that focus on disarming you. You can have it knocked out of your hands by them. So, use coward tactics, for instance, so you don't actually get hit by their attacks, and hang around them long enough till they disarm you, and there you go, you're free from the cursed weapon. Another good method is, well, terrible method in fact, but it works, is to accidentally walk into the kind of traps that destroy items. The fireball trap that you saw me walk into here earlier today, for instance. Hooray, an apple. Eat that apple. Ah, I'm out. What was I going to do when I came out? I don't know. I kind of wanted to level up some more. Okay, let's go back inside. Oh, that's what I kind of want to do. I want to find a nice place to read some of these spell books. For instance, let's read the light book until it disappears, because I really am not going to need to keep the book. I often like to hang on to books until I have a higher learning score and will get more out of reading the book before it vanishes. So anyway, if you walk into a trap that destroys items, that's another way to get an item destroyed that you didn't want, and it's cursed on your equipped screen, this screen right here. More buggers. Alright, we're going to go on a specific quest here, because this is great and all, but it's a little grindy. I have to use a lot of little careful tricks and decision making to make sure I don't die. You'll notice I almost died a couple times now. Like very close that one time. And that's kind of what makes ADOM ADOM. It can be grindy, but you're so constantly under threat. I'm going to actually escape these wolves. You're so constantly under threat that the grindy nature, the grindiness, feels more like desperation to not die. So I'm going to talk to this little girl. She just told me about a little doggy that got lost in a cave nearby. That cave happens to be this one that I now know the whereabouts of because I spoke to her. Otherwise it would just be a hillside with no cave on it. Oh, a spear barely misses you. So that was a spear trap. Speckled potion, take that. You'll find in ADOM a lot of items that you don't necessarily know what they are. Kind of like in D&D. Your DM might give you a mysterious wand that who knows what it is. There's no reason for your character to know, but if you use certain skills or spells, you can identify that item. So I just picked up a hide-covered tome, and I won't know what it is until I read it. I read it, and I get another offensive spell. Wow! This is actually really uncommon. I have 4 offensive spells, as I like to call them. 1 utility spell, the light spell, and 1 control spell, web. I really wouldn't call it an offensive spell because it doesn't actually hurt any pony. Which, like it or not, that's the verbiage I'm going to be using in this game. When I think to. Because, if you're watching this, most likely, we're brothers, you know? Brothers in the pony. In the spirit of pony. In the, guild? Of the Brotherhood of Pony? Sounds pretty good. Or sisterhood, or whatever hood. As opposed to just calling us both bronies. We're both in the club. We're both getting what I'm referencing. And you know what? Sometimes I wonder if I don't say it by accident anyway. Ooh. So, on that note, what was I talking about? Die, skeleton? My goodness. First aid. I didn't heal up fast enough. Soon enough. So, these messages across the top. Let's talk about that real quick. You sense a certain tension. What that means is there's a room on this level that is filled with monsters. Sometimes monsters of the same type, sometimes monsters of different types, and at any moment you could bust it open and have a party on your hands, you know? It's probably this door, actually. Locked, and it says I don't have the appropriate key for the door, so I'm going to kick it open. Oh, no monsters. I mean, shoot! Are you serious? Oh my. This is interesting. Okay, so let's look at this. Giant ant workers, a hole in the ground from which the ants are coming out of, and the music shifted because this is a neutrally aligned altar. Is Twilight Sparkle neutral or is she lawful? I highly consider her lawful, so I'm not going to use this altar as a vehicle to change my alignment. And I don't plan on doing so in the future with Twilight Sparkle being played. But if I really wanted to, I could. Oh, man. Well, I already know where the exit is, so I'm actually not going to fight these guys. I'm going to finish off these two, and then close the door on my way out. If I have a door I can close. Okay. Got blinded by a light trap there for a second, so it drew me invisible. Oh, maybe that... No. Never mind. So anyway, on a quest to rescue a dog. Let's keep going down. I don't really need to explore every level, though I do like the idea of stumbling upon loot. Like this metal cap I just picked up. Hey, not too bad. I can take it off so it's not cursed, and it gives me +1 to my PV, or my protection value, which is my damage reduction from standard attacks, and possibly magical attacks too. I honestly don't know. A lot of the number systems, the math that happens behind the scenes in ADOM, is such that if you really wanted to drive yourself nuts trying to figure out all the math on everything, you probably would. But it's best, at least for me, to get a feel for the game and kind of go off that instead. 1 second while I quick get another water break. Ah. Perfect. A were-rat. You might not have seen them so far summon other rats, but they can, if it was hostile. It still wasn't, it wouldn't hurt to attack it anyway. I don't turn evil by attacking monsters that aren't hostile, only monsters that are straight up friendly, like this claw bug. If I look at it, it says it appears friendly. And that'll happen. It'll randomly generate monsters that are just not hostile toward you. That right there was one of the rare cases where you might see a pair of monsters attacking something other than you. Ow, that hurt a lot actually. Thank you for throwing that club at me, you jerk. Okay, we gotta be careful. There's a fire vortex there. First aid. Ow, stop hitting me. I want to kill that fire vortex with the same spell I kill you with. That was stupid of me. He is immune to frost. I knew that. Okay. So, here it comes. Frost bolt on the will kill me fire vortex. Okay, let's try again. Whew. That was indeed risky. I kind of want to get out of this cavern right now. I'm not in a good way. And it's not like other caverns where you have rooms and hallways and doors that you can run around in and hide behind. And heal up within them. I mean, this kind of counts as a hallway. Shoot, 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 shoot. Okay, we're gonna stop for a moment right here. Let's look at what's going on here. This is a dark elven wizard. They are bad for a couple reasons. A, they can summon spiders, which I am not geared to fight very well. I already didn't have the best situation that I was running from. I'm going to have to just pelt this place with spells. Firebolt, starting here. They're going to take their turn. They move in toward me. Right now, my huge advantage is this hallway that I'm in. I can use that to line up enemies and blast them with ray spells, which is all the 4 offensive spells that I have. So we're going to do that next time on Ancient Domains of Mystery, Pony Mod, Main 6 Adventures. Excuse me, Main 6 Victories is what I decided to call this because of my goal. Will this Twilight Sparkle survive? Or will we have to revise history and say, oh, that wasn't the real Twilight Sparkle? Here, we're sending in the real Twilight Sparkle this time to go save the day in Ancient Domains of Mystery. Only time will tell. Please, 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 please comment in the comments section what you thought of this so far, what you think of my stupid voice, whether you think This is a good idea. Where would you like to? What would you like to see? Would you like to see my face? I'll tell you right now, it's just an awesome smiley face because that's my face for some reason. Another mystery that has yet to be solved. We're gonna save the game. May the sun always shine on you. Indeed, that is very celestial. That is very Celestia. Thank you so much for watching. I mean, you just suffered through how long of this first episode? My gosh, what are you doing with your life? I appreciate it though, and I look forward to hearing from you. Bye bye.